In this tutorial, I will show you how to use text input and output, so-called text I/O. Normally, inputs we can use scanner class. For output, we may use a PrintWriter class. So here text I/O refers to data inputs and then output. Normally, we use a scanner class for reading text data from text file. Again, we use a PrintWriter class for writing text data to usually text file. Okay, let's look at input. So input, we can create the object reference variable based on scanner class. So I will draw my own object diagram. So we have input object reference variable based on scanner class. And here we normally report there's another variable that may report to file class. So text input here, we are dealing with two classes. One is scanner, the other one is file class. For output, it depends. Again, depends on what you like to do. I will eventually show you 3 different scenarios for output. So we have a PW as an object that refers to PrintWriter class. And then within that, we have a file object that refers to file class called score.txt. So we can write the data to score.txt. So idea of using PrintWriter, we can write, but we cannot append. So basically saying it's going to overwrite the existing data. So if you have a data 1020, you type 30 and 40 later on, and you are going to overwrite 1020 with 30 and 40. So we can use FileWriter class to append the data so that we can preserve the existing data sets, and then we can continue add more data in it. So here we are saying fw as object that refers to FileWriter class. Then we have a file object that refers to file class. So in this case you can write data to a file, and you can also append it. But the problem is FileWriter has a very limited methods. You can deal with string, character, and int. There is no such a thing called boolean or double, so that there is a bit of a limitation for that. And the PrintWriter has a full method sets. Print anything you want, and you can print array whatever you want. So that's why in practice we may combine PrintWriter, FileWriter, and file class, all of them 3 in 1. So we have a PrintWriter, that may refers to FileWriter. Then FileWriter, of course, is going to refers to file class. So last one, we can write data. Also we can append data. Also we can use methods belongs to PrintWriter, so we can process pre-multi data. That will be more flexible. So in summary, we can use scanner and file class for the input, and then output we may prefer to use the last one, PrintWriter, FileWriter, and file class. Let's look at the demonstration. So let's begin with the file class. It has a default constructor with one parameter as well. So if you use this one, we are looking at the source directory, and then our package name, which is a current project name, and then text file score.txt. You can just create a blank one. Okay, just create one blank, and import Java IO text file refers to score.txt. I just create the one empty one. Okay, it doesn't appear on screen, but I just create one text file, blank one. There's nothing in it. So exception handling, we covered try and catch finally. This is a typical example of using exception handling for text I/O and then database and networking. Exception EX. I'm going to handle it as just printing the error message on screen. That's all. Here we have a method called file get absolute path. So you can see the file structure of score.txt. It says that return the absolute path name as a string. So let me copy, paste it. So if you look at here, C drive, user, my name, documents, NetBeans project, and so on, it just says that we have a score.txt. We are using relative path with the source, package name, and then name of the file. Okay. Windows, you can use slash, no problem. So file is absolute. Whether abstract path name is absolute or not. We are using relative path, so answer is false. It just return Boolean value. Next one is can read. Normally all files are readable on Windows system, so it's not quite useful, but it's good to know. And then can write. Normally we can read and write. Let me cover a couple more. Most common methods we may need to use it. Next one is directory. Next one is file. We tested whether the file object is referring to file or directory. So this case is going to return if it's true value. If it's not, it's going to return false value. So basically boolean value. Last modify is going to return long value. Okay, data type is long. I will show you how we can change to date. But for now, just keep it that way. So here at the beginning, absolute path to score.txt is absolute false. Is can read, yes. Can write, yes. Exist, that's true. Is directory, no. Is file, so false. Next one is file, yes, it's true. Then last one is a last modify. Is going to return integer value in long format. So let's change. We can use a date class. Of course, we need an object. So instead of using object, I will say anonymous object. Just say new without name of object. Import Java util date. Now it's going to be more meaningful. Okay, here say 2020 ICT April 30. That's all, but most important thing is line number 23. You should be able to declare and then check whether file exists or not. I think that's the most important things for rest of the tutorial. The first one I'm going to look at text. So let me just type the dummy data set. Just go to score.txt and then you can type first name, middle name, last name, then double value at the end. I have a 2 record. So each row represents 1 record that consists with the first name, middle name, last name, and then score. Okay, I will just use that name. Again, public static void main. So we are going to read data from score.txt. The first thing you need to do is use file class, create the object that referring to score.txt. On the source, your package name and then name of the text file. You need to import. Now we can use try and catch to deal with IO. In this case, IO exceptions, or we can use exception class. So we might be interested in score.txt, whether file not found exception happen or not. It's just saying that we did not try anything yet. So let me just declare scanner input, import it somehow. Then here we say input, then new and scanner, and then I'm going to use a file object. Then I'm going to read one by one. Just in case, let me just use a finally. I already opened one object for reading. So once I finish the reading, I like to close it. You have to follow the same data type, okay? String, string, and double. I'm going to process middle name as a string as well. So let me just write it down in case. Middle name, first name, last name, and then score. Make sure it's in order according to data type. Input dot next that can read a string value. We repeat string middle name, input next, last one is double, score, input, next double. Then let's print it. Okay, first name, one space, middle name, and then another space. So we'll manage to read the first record in order. Okay. So question is, can we read next one somehow? So we need a loop condition here. We can use while loop. Input, we have method called hasNext. It says that it will return true value if the scanner has another token in its input. Means if scanner has another data to read or record to read, it will return the value called true. It means we can continue. As long as there's something next line, it will continue. Okay, should be here. So let me indent it. This is what we want to continue, isn't it? Read one by one, column by column, record by record, or line by line, and print. So this is how it works. That's a very typical way of using scanner class for reading text from the text file. Let's create a person class. Can we use a class to process it? Okay, of course we can. Just some of you already know, but let me just quickly demonstrate. First name is name, last name, and then score. This one is double. Default constructor. Constructor with everything. Okay, and then toString methods. Okay. Okay, everything. Straightforward. Go back to here. This time, instead of using string, we can say person. Maybe at the beginning. Person equal to null. When we try, this time we're going to construct the object, call it as a person. So here we can say person. Set first name according to input.next. Okay. Same story. Person dot set mid name, and then input next. Last name, and then input next. Score, and then input nextDouble. And then here we can just change to person.toString. So we can see every single John Smith 90 and Jenny Smith 99.99. So what if we use the incorrect data type, int? Let's see what happens. It says input mismatch exception. It means you have to use the exact same data type. Okay, nextInt is now allowed. So that's why when you read it, you have to follow the same data type. Change it back to double. Here, you may wondering, can I use other exception handling after file not found exceptions? Just in case, let's say IO exception, possibly your hard drive or SSD will fail, so that you like to handle that kind of exceptions. By here, if you look at the message, we can import, no problem. But there will be a warning, okay? It says that unreachable catch clause, okay? That means it is not necessary. When file not found exception happens, that might be good enough. So again, you can keep it, okay, you can delete it. just quickly demonstrate, you can use to catch for exception handling as well. Next one. Okay, now we are going to look at text output. So we are referring to writing data to a text file using PrintWriter class. Same as the source Java package, and then score.txt, import Java file, let me declare PrintWriter pw, import okay, try and catch. Normally if I now found exception is good enough. The first one, create PrintWriter object. I'm going to write data according to a certain format, basically saying string, 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 and double in order. So pw, we have a print. Methods can deal with object, string, boolean, character, double, and floats, and so on. Pretty much all primitive data types we can use with print methods. So string value with one space. Then next one, I will use pw and println 90 double value. Next one, let me add one more record, Jenny A. Smith, spelling. I like to separate the line, so println is better. Okay, everything seems okay. Open. Score.txt. So what happened is I forgot to close. Okay, I forgot to close the file. That's what happens. It's continue waiting for the output. That's why. So we have finally. We make sure whatever we open, we close it. Now let's go back. Oops, here. Now we can see, okay, I needed one space, that's fine. But at least we can get the string and then double, okay? So I need one space here. Let's add one more, Mel and Helen. So Mel and Helen. So as you can see, the problem is if we use PrintWriter, we can write to text file, but it's going to overwrite it. So we won't be able to keep the original data. Is there something we can do? We can use a simple if statement. File.exists. If the file exists, we don't do anything. Just saying that file already exists. If you want, we can exit our program. You can put 0. Just say that terminated currently running Java virtual machine. Our application will be terminated. So we already have a data. Okay, let's try what happened this time. Say file already exists and then terminate the program. And we couldn't write anything. Again, if you comment it, try again. You can write the data with whatever you have. You will overwrite the data. So second time you do it, it will overwrite with the 2 record. That's what happened with the PrintWriter class. So next example, let's deal with that problems. Okay, is there anything we can do to preserve the data and continue? Okay, new. So it's the same thing. Write the data to text file using FileWriter this time. So instead of using PrintWriter, we are using FileWriter. This class allows us to add one more parameter inside the constructor that allow us to append the data sets. Okay. Package score.txt. Here import. Same story, file not found exception. So FileWriter has a constructor. One of them is we can put file, and then second parameter we can put boolean value. If we want to append the data set, we can say true. Otherwise, it's false. False is actually default value. So if you don't specify anything, you cannot append the data. So it's going to override it. So we like to have a true, of course. That's the reason why we want to use FileWriter class here. You just say that we need to deal with IO exception. Import. Let me add the comments. Okay. So here bring indicator whether to append. If we say true, by default is false, means override existing file. So write formatted output, set of the string values for first name, middle name, last name, and then double value. As you can see it here, FileWriter gives us very limited methods. We can deal with the string, int, and character. So you can do John A. Smith. Here you have to add this double value as a part of a string because we don't have a method called double. And we don't have a write errand, so you have to add a new line at the end. Let's say finally, then close FileWriter, okay? It says that unexpected exception IO. So in that case, we have to throw IO exception next to methods. Everything seems okay. If you look at here, sorry, let me just delete. So I tried twice. Again, John Smith, Jenny, John, and Smith. Everything seems okay. So let's make a comment. Let's see what's the limitation of using FileWriter. So you may think about string value just like a PrintWriter. Next time, and then you look for double. But write method doesn't have a double as a parameter. All it has is string and integer and character. So there's no method for double, okay? Just to let you know, string character int. That's all we can do. So let's deal with the problem with FileWriter. Okay, new class number 3. This time we are going to combine advantage of PrintWriter and FileWriter together. so that we can write the data, we can append, we can use the methods, can deal with any primitive data types. So we are all going to use a 3-in-1. Okay, file class, FileWriter, and PrintWriter. 3 of them together. So try catch finally. Okay, all together. So here FileWriter referring to file class eventually, and then PrintWriter can refers to FileWriter eventually. Import and import again. Using file object. Next one, PrintWriter. We want to make sure that we can append, so say true. Here refers to FileWriter. So let me add a comment. Say construct FileWriter object given FileWriter object name, which is actually that's the one. With boolean value true, that indicate whether we can append. In this case, of course we can append it. If we say false, we cannot, but of course we will use append truth value here. Next one, we are going to do what we like to try. Okay. Before that, let me finish up catch. File not found exception error. You say IO exception. Okay, we can throw IO exception. We don't need another catch. So to you whether you want to use a catch or throw exceptions. Missing I think, yeah. Import. Here we need to close FW close, and then PW close as well. Then it's going to complain about not dealing with IO exception. So we can just add through next to methods saying we are going to throw IO exception if that happens. Next one is straightforward. Delete it all. Save it. So we can use PW method, print and PrintWriter. There are many of them. And then we can append too because of FileWriter object. So John Smith a Smith. Then next one, print. We can use the double. But I'm using PrintLN here, double value. Let's do one more record. PrintLN here, double value. Okay, it's successful. Let's look at it. Well, I need one space, but it's okay. Straightforward. I need one space, that's it. Yes, next one we have a space, okay. I think that's all. Thank you.